For 2 freezing nights in the Canadian wilderness, a dog named Hero fought off coyotes, protected his injured owner, and refused to give up. This is the story of how one dog's loyalty saved a man's life. This incredible true story happened in April 2024 in rural Alberta, Canada. A man and his dog went for what should have been a simple walk. But when disaster struck, Hero lived up to his name in the most extraordinary way possible. Welcome to Amazing Animal Tales. This is a story about survival, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between a human and their dog. Meet Hero. He's an Akita, a breed known for loyalty, strength, and courage. Originally bred in Japan to hunt bears and protect families, Akitas are fearless guardians. And Hero was about to prove just how fearless he really was. His owner, whose name hasn't been publicly released, lived in a rural area of Alberta, Canada. It's remote country. Beautiful, but harsh, especially in April, when temperatures can still drop below freezing at night. The man and Hero were inseparable. They went everywhere together. On the morning of April 6th, 2024, they set out for a walk through the wilderness. It was supposed to be routine. A few hours in nature, some fresh air, then back home. But life has a way of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. And for Hero and his owner, this walk would become a fight for survival. We don't know exactly what happened. The details are unclear. But at some point during their walk, the man suffered an injury. Some reports suggest he fell. Others say he may have had a medical emergency. Whatever the cause, he was unable to walk, unable to call for help, unable to get back home. He was stranded in the wilderness, alone, injured, and temperatures were dropping. As night fell, the situation became critical. The Alberta wilderness is beautiful, but it's also dangerous. Black bears, wolves, and coyotes, especially coyotes. Coyotes are opportunistic predators. They hunt in packs. They're smart, calculating, and persistent. And when they sense weakness, they move in. That first night, they came. The man was helpless on the ground. He couldn't defend himself, but Hero could, and Hero did. The Akita positioned himself between his owner and the approaching coyotes. He barked, he growled, he stood his ground. When the coyotes got too close, Hero charged. Again and again, he drove them back into the darkness. All night long, Hero fought. He didn't sleep. He didn't rest. He stood guard, protecting the man who had once given him a home. When morning came, the man was still alive, but he was getting weaker, colder, more desperate, and Hero was exhausted. But the nightmare wasn't over. They had to survive another day, another freezing night. Hero stayed by his owner's side. He didn't abandon him. He didn't run for safety. Akitas are known for their loyalty, but what Hero did went beyond instinct. It was pure, unshakable devotion. As the second night fell, the coyotes returned. They were bolder now, more aggressive. They sensed that Hero was tired, that his defenses were weakening. They circled closer, testing, waiting for an opportunity. But Hero refused to give in. Even though he was exhausted, even though his body was screaming for rest, he fought. He barked until his voice was hoarse. He lunged at every shadow. He made himself bigger, louder, more threatening than any single dog had a right to be. For 48 hours, Hero didn't sleep, didn't eat, didn't leave his owner's side. He stood between life and death, and he refused to let death win. But by the second morning, Hero was at his limit. He was so exhausted, so depleted, that he could barely stand. Rescuers who later found him said he was completely spent. His body had given everything it had. On the morning of April 8th, 2 days after the man and Hero had disappeared, a group of hikers spotted something unusual. A dog, standing on a hillside, barking frantically. It was Hero. He had finally left his owner's side, not to abandon him, but to get help. Even in his exhausted state, even when he could barely move, Hero had one last mission: bring someone back. Save his human. The hikers followed Hero. He led them through the wilderness, stumbling, struggling, but never stopping. And there, in a remote area far from any trail, they found the man. He was alive, barely conscious, severely dehydrated, suffering from exposure, but alive. Emergency services were called immediately. Paramedics airlifted the man to a hospital. He had frostbite, hypothermia, but he survived. Because of Hero. As for Hero himself, he was in critical condition. He was so exhausted that he couldn't even stand on his own. Rescuers had to carry him. His body had pushed past every limit, but he had done it. He had saved his owner. The story spread quickly. News outlets across Canada picked it up. Then it went international. People from around the world were moved by Hero's incredible loyalty. A GoFundMe campaign was launched to help cover Hero's medical bills. The goal was $500. Within days, over $3,000 had been raised. People wanted to help the dog who had given everything to save his human. Veterinarians who treated Hero said he was severely dehydrated, malnourished, and suffering from exhaustion. But with rest, fluids, and care, he made a full recovery. Today, both Hero and his owner are doing well. The man credits Hero with saving his life. "I wouldn't be here without him," he told reporters. "He's not just a dog. He's my guardian angel." Hero's story reminds us of something profound. Dogs don't just share our lives. They protect them. They fight for us. They refuse to give up on us, even when giving up would be easier, even when it costs them everything. Hero lived up to his name, and in doing so, he showed the world what true loyalty really looks like. If Hero's story touched your heart, let me know in the comments. Have you ever had a pet show extraordinary loyalty? Share your story below. Don't forget to subscribe to Amazing Animal Tales for more incredible true stories of heroic animals. And remember, sometimes heroes have 4 legs and a wagging tail. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next story.